There we go. Live stream should be live. There we go. While the server does its thing, I shall get Streamlabs to do what it's told. Go away. There we go, and set. Okay, hopefully this is looking better. Okay.
Roach 4, 2 shift, F4s. Request taxi.
Good afternoon. Roach 4, you are number 2 for departure. Hold present position. Give way to east 2, F16, taxiing, Foxtrot.
Roach 4, 2 shift, F4s. Request taxi.
Roach 4, you are number 2 for departure. Hold present position.
So because I hate my
Give way
life
to
decisions,
east 2,
I'm
F16, taxiing, Foxtrot.
going to run these guys. I'm supposed to give way to some F-16s that I don't see.
Roach 4-2, Roach 4-1.
I know where
What
he
is
is,
your
that's
location?
just how I do a comms check without giving him orders on the taxiway. And yes, today, because I'm just that way inclined, I'm writing an F4 in the hoggit server. I don't think they know that you can fly these yet. Apparently I have a 4 ship, even though I only asked for a 2 ship, unless that's a different flight. Yep, that's a different flight.
Roach 4, 2 shift, F4s. Request taxi.
Roach 4, you are number 2 for departure. Hold present position. Give way to east 2, F16, taxiing, Foxtrot.
Well, for starters, there's no F-16s, so I'm gonna guess these guys haven't started up yet. I'm just gonna double check that I'm seeing that properly. Yeah, there's a little helicopter there. That's pretty cool. Well, while we're waiting for our permission to get a move on, let's just set him up that way. And same with this, so I don't carry one of those right now. And same again here. Ooh, now I will have to be careful with this because yeah, that actually works because I'm carrying 65s. That burst altitude on the little test I did just before this seemed okay for getting hits, but not concentrated enough to actually score kills. So I'm going to try a slightly tighter set.
Roach 4, taxi, Lima, Alpha, and then hold short, runway 09er right.
Beast 2, taxiing.
Beast 2-1, contact tower for takeoff. Switch 30880.
Due to a lack of labeling, I'm going to assume that this is Alpha.
Roach 4, 2-ship, F4s, request taxi.
Roach 4, taxi, Alpha, and then hold short, runway 09er right.
Ah, there they are.
Roach 4, 2-ship, F4s, request taxi.
Roach 4, taxi, Alpha, and then hold short, runway 09er right.
Fucking hell, man. I don't know if these are players or AI, but they need to hurry the fuck up.
Roach 4-1, contact tower for takeoff. Switch 30880.
Beast, Osan Tower, position and hold, runway 09er right. Roach 4, 2-ship, F4s, ready for departure. Roach 4, hold short.
Watch 4 holding short for Osan. So if they go in the next 5 seconds, I'm going to guess that they're AI.
Roach 4, 2 ship, F4s, ready for departure. Roach 4, Osan Tower, weight 110 at 10 knots, runway 09 arrived. You're cleared for takeoff. Beast 2, Osan Tower, weight 110 at 10 knots, runway 09 arrived. You're cleared for takeoff. Roach 4, line up, 2 ship. 2. Beast 2, contact departure. Roach 4, 2 ship, F4s, ready for departure. Roach 4, Osan Tower, weight 110 at 10 knots, runway 09 arrived. You're cleared for takeoff. Two, airborne. Beast 2, airborne. 2 ship, F6. Roach 4-1, contact departure.
Beast 2, Osan, departure. Depart heading 180. Resume on navigation.
Roach 4, airborne. 2 ship, F4s, 2000.
Roach 4, Osan, departure. Depart heading 105. Resume on navigation.
Roach 4-2, close up formation. 2, closing up. Magic 3, ready to attack. Magic 3, Roach 4-1, request picture. Two, in position. Roach 4, Magic 3, still trolling for targets. Hold at CP Alpha. Magic 3, Roach 4-1, request picture. Roach 4-1, Magic 3, picture clear. Magic 3, Roach 4-1. Request picture. Roach 4-1, Magic 3, picture clear.
There's 4 on guard. Anyone on this frequency? Watch 4, nothing heard. Pushing to UHF channel 6. Fun fact for Jules there, yeah. I always like the chocolate and sprinkles bit better, but then I've always enjoyed chocolate better. Hello, Mud 10. But Phantom. I'm dead. It's an aircraft search radar at least. In fact, that'll be the AWACS right there. Or something along that line. So, today's loadout is 6 Mark 20s and 4 AGM65s. We're going to be doing close air support for a tank column on Steer 5. I am flying with an AI wingman at this time because nobody in Hoggit either knows that these things can be turned into bomb truck can be used or flown, or nobody wants to. Either way, there's more for me. If you're gonna do mint chocolate chip, then it needs to be I don't know. Having a sugar treat. Are you off sugar at the moment, Jules? There's just not much in the house. Oh, that's rotten luck, buddy. You know, there are a few places in Just Eat that do that, you know. They'll do desserts. You carry on with that, Jules. It's a nice thing about my channel, I don't really have topics as such. Another nice chocolate bar, by the way. It's pretty stable. It's running the Iron Fortress campaign, which is a pretty tough one for people new to BMS, to be honest. But That's what they've chosen. They tell you all the F-16 bases you can join, which there are basically 2 or 3 of them, one at Osan and one at Chungwon, I think it is. Or Cheongju, one of the 2. I, of course, immediately found the first airbase that had F4s in it, because, you know, that's what I do. They seem to want you to be on guard, like 243.0 for human traffic, but I'm like, nope, I'm going to keep on UHF 6 where the AWACS is. At the moment it's PvE only. I mean, technically speaking, I suppose when somebody with more ideas and less with more bravery than ideas rather, decides he wants to pick up a MiG-29 and fly on the other team, then he could do that because there's nothing in BMS to stop anyone from doing that. Like the BMS community's admin system is completely on the honor system, and a lot of people forget that.
Magic 3, Roach 4-1, Group Bullseye 3, 4, 5, 9, 9, 11,000. Declare. Roach Magic 3, contact is friendly.
Okay, fine. Hendo contact is a friend. So is this guy apparently, because, you know, they've actually got their IFF working, unlike the first guy. That's the thing here in BMS land. The guys who are used to playing DCS are not going to have to be used to actually having to click the button that says IFF plan and make their IFF plan work for them. Oh, you have never watched too much Jimmy. I make so many references to him right now. If it wasn't for the fact I'd probably get a copyright strike from Jimmy, I'd be like, "Hi boys, Flying Boy here," you know. But you know, only original memes in this channel. Sorry, I could almost keep a straight face doing that. Oh, the comms IFF dance is dead easy. Just hit the button that says IFF plan. Your comms file is, and then make sure you save your data cartridge. It's not difficult stuff. The problem is remembering to do that, and for people who are not used to having to create data cartridges, like everyone who's come from Hoggit to try BMS out, that's going to be a lesson for them. Absolutely. Black magic shit. I actually made a joke like that in their channel. I was like, just remember guys, DCS is a digital crashing simulator, and BMS is black magic shit. It is 100% powered by PFM. That's pure fucking magic. I need to worry about it. I need to change the volume for the external. Either that or Falcons are louder than F-16s, in which case I approve of this. A modest 315 knots at 12,000 feet, which should really be higher when we start getting into enemy territory. Oh wow, Jules, that has been a while for you, buddy. To be honest, it's been a while since I've flown a mission, especially on a live stream. Especially one that works. Because the last time I tried this, my PC just did not like it at all. I severely upped the download and upload speeds though, to ridiculous numbers. So that will be fun. Alright. Let's get the Mavericks powered up. And on my other MFD, which is in the background, just not visible, let's have a look at ground package. Okay, so they're now arranged themselves online. They're no longer moving, which means they're probably in contact with the tanks that were on the other side of this. Oh, that's a mess. Oh, it's going to be fun trying to sort out who's who in that zoo. There's an armoured column there, which I'm going to bet is a friendly one. There is a friendly one and an enemy one, like right next to each other in this particular environment. So I am going to have to actually get under the clouds and have a peek.
Altitude. Altitude.
Man, this is like the sled likes to come down. Oh wow, red lights in the buildings, that means I'm flying very low. Who are you? Buildings. Heck. I'm so gonna get shot down doing this, likes. Oh, hello. Oh, they're pissed off.
Rock eyes.
think I found them.
Roach 4-2, weapons free.
Ha!
Rock eyes, rock eyes.
That's enough out of you two. The shutting's of the up. That is some pretty intense tracer, man.
Rock eyes.
These guys just don't want to die. Good thing they can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn.
Pull up.
I will
Pull
sight
up,
them. Where the
pull
hell are
up,
they?
Pull up.
Oh shit, wrong run. Man, you are not keeping up with that, buddy.
Roach 4-2, weapons free.
Altitude. Altitude.
Rock eyes, rock eyes.
If that doesn't get them, I'll just be switching to Mavericks and popping them from a distance, because I am not playing that game anymore. Alright. Right. I know, right? It's like easy mode.
Rifle.
Rifle 1. Oh, come on. So want to tell me what I did there wrong there? I mean, these are pretty garbage rifles, like, I'm not going to lie, but still, I mean, it can't be that bad, surely. Right, I'll do it this way then. Let's try the visual approach. Oh, managed to miss him. That's my. See, with it being such a horrible overcast, this is why I was really looking forward to getting a good shot with the Mark 20s and get these air defences sorted so I could take my time and pick through the Mavericks, but that wasn't allowed.
Rifle.
Okay. Either rifles are horribly hot. I mean, that was probably a very bad shot, to be fair. But that can't have been realistic, surely. Let's hope these ones are a bit better. Because I put a mark on them beforehand, they should be a little bit easier to search through the Maverick and find on the Maverick screen. These are Bravos, they are not high-end equipment by any stretch of the imagination, unfortunately.
Rifle.
Finally!
Pull up. Pull up.
It should be much easier to pinpoint the other guy now. Take up my time on this next one and get a bit more of a better op set. So yeah, just pre-sighting Mavericks just does not work for me. It never has since 4.33 came out. I know there's people that say it works, but it just doesn't work for me. I'm obviously doing something wrong, but... Ah, piss. Got the lockpick, came in too fast. That's the only thing with the Phantom. It moves fast. 'Tis a speedy boy, so 'tis. Good news is that the lock's pretty much set up. I should just be able to find it much more easily on the next pass. So, let's just pull through the streamers, which we absolutely should never ever do. Come back down on top of them. Accidentally nudge our comms button. 100% intended. The absolute pro strat. Oh, totally fucked that. Man, I'm terrible today. I'm just fucking all the things up today. Feels a bit low. Get this one off the rail and head home, I think.
Caution. Caution. Bingo. Bingo.
Bingo in an F4 is not a good situation to be in, buddies. Oh, he's shooting at my wingman now. Finally, he's coming useful.
Rifle.
Second kaboom? Meh. I'm over it. Let's go home. Clean this aircraft up a bit. That bingo light should be getting changed to something a bit more manageable next time. Time to bug out the map, I think. Try to figure out now how on earth I'm supposed to get home on that shit amount of fuel, because that is not happening. Because even idle, I'm not coming home on that fuel, so. Chon is probably the best bet, 26 X-ray. "10 miles? Yes. Much better."
Roach 4, Magic 3, target is an enemy armored battalion, bearing 09510, cleared hot. Magic 3, Roach 4, we are heading home.
Altitude. Altitude.
"8 miles. Stay above the clouds a little longer. There's your Chon up there. Fortunately, it looks empty.
Return to base. 2, let's go home.
First landing in BMS in months. And it's an emergency fuel landing in an airfield I've never known before. I'm really glad to know my map still worked. Oh, the float. Oh, that's not good. Let's take a go around. I've got enough fuel for a go around. No hurry, no worry. I think I've got enough fuel for a go around. I really hope this is actually not an enemy held base, but I don't really have a choice. I don't think it's an enemy held base. Excellent. Barometric is basically now set.
Caution. Caution.
£400. This is where things start getting risky. That was a bounce and an F and a phantom. Come on, McDonnell Douglas, you're built tougher than that. Oh, drag shoot. You beautiful, beautiful thing. All 8 polygons of you. That's it, the fuel's gone. That's my fuel toast. That's too close, guys. Right, mental note, double the bingo estimate. Well, that's as good as I get.
Bombs away.
So they've actually already crossed the river, which is what confused me. But these are the assholes that were shooting at me. So I got one of the 1992s, but I didn't get the tank or the BTRs behind them, because, well, I was pretty critical. It does appear... So, just to explain what less than flattering score by your mission of your mission by command. Yeah, well, I'm not going to apologise for bringing the aircraft back home. I'm now here. It's technically an in-orbit base, but I mean that runway looked pretty good to me.
Bombs away. Bombs away.
Phoenix, that's the first landing in BMS I've done in months, and it was in a F4, and it was in an F4, and it was when my fuel literally ran out at the end of the ramp.
North 3, airborne, 3 ship,
That
A-10.
was closer than I wanted. The weather's not any good for Mavericks, so we're not even going to bother with that this time. I did drop rock eyes on them. It took 6 rock eyes, and those guys didn't die. I am not happy or impressed with the performance of rock eyes at this point in time. The light show was pretty though.
Hobby 7-1, request taxi back.
I know what I did wrong there. I selected the wrong group.
Joplin 3-2, A-10, 30 miles, east, 13,000. Request radar, vector, approach.
Yep, I did that. That can get deleted.
Trojan 2-1, 2 ship, F4s, 30 miles, east, 15,000. Request radar, vector, approach.
So AI along. So airborne introduction all along this coast here, but we're going to actually run it north-south rather than east-west. They insist on giving me GBU-12s, but this thing doesn't even have the tools necessary to do that. And apparently we're out of sparrows, so that's fun. Rockets are tempting, they look pretty, they don't do anything. Mind you, neither did my rock eyes. Well, in the absence of a better list of ideas, guess there's just good old-fashioned snake eyes. The bomb truck shall fly. One pass, dump a stick of bombs, and be extra super spicy. In fact, what I will do instead is I will bring myself rockets to follow first, because that's just too funny not to. No, Phoenix. The loadout. I've realised you guys actually can't see the text in the loadout menu due to the wonderfulness that is BMS. Yeah, I wish there was a way of fixing that, but nope. In short, I have available the AGM-142A Raptor, which is one massive fuck-off missile, which basically is a man-in-the-loop weapon, not suitable for columns of tanks. I need a bit more effect on target than that. I can have Mavericks, but as we've seen, they're utter dog shit. I can bring Napalm, which is hilariously good fun, but completely ineffective. I have CBU-52s, which are a mix, which are like the old. No, it's not like the Bullpup, because that's remote control. It's more like a GBU-12. Sorry, a GBU-15. You know, the one with the nose camera on the front. Nah, we're not using it. Because that's just way more fiddling than I want to deal with. We've got CBU 52s, 58s, and 71s. No, that's the 71s. CBU 71s are HEI. 52s and 58s are for lightly armored stuff. So they'd be good against soft skin vehicles. They're HE frag, basically. No HEI. So tanks, no go. GBU 10s and GBU 24s, nice idea, but I don't have a targeting pod, so I'm not doing that. The rocket packs, which I have now, these now in BMS, rocket packs are not individual fired; they're fired per canister. So I basically have 6 shots of a shotgun. That'll be fun. Mark 20s, which we already saw in effect, they didn't work too well. Mark 82s, Mark 82 airs. Mark 83s, Mark 84s, Mark 84 airs, GBU 12, GBU 10, GBU 24, fuel tanks, a jammer, and the data pod. Mark 83s and Zunis, you know what? I can have Mark 80, well, I can have Mark 83s, or I can have Lau 3s, I can't have Zunis. So if I had to choose, I've gone for my loadout, which, given the low altitude ceiling and how low I plan to get, I've gone for Snake Eyes and Rockets, in the absence of better ideas. No Zunis, no, not in this particular loadout, because this is a more modern era when Zunis were no longer a thing. Also, the US Air Force don't use Zunis, and we don't have a Navy Falcon, a Navy Phantom. Oh, it's trying to tell me I need to restart my game because I've already played BMS today. That's a nice touch for the Update 4 guys. So yeah, you're supposed to restart your game every time you do a session in BMS. Interesting. Very interesting actually. That's a really cool notion. We have found this to be a more stable way of operating, for what it's worth. And I am going to make a small change based on some things I was trying before that I didn't like. Here is the windowed mode, because that did not work too well for me. I had a horrible frame rate as soon as I went into it. External displays. Oh, okay, right, so we can do that, and then for this we can have the main 3D menu enabled but without borders. Would that be nice? Get the HUD off, get the RAW off, left and right MFDs off. Maybe that will help with the refresh rate. We'll get rid of the border there. We'll get rid of the PFL as well. Try that. Let's see if that's any nicer. Burn them with napalm, tempting. Unfortunately in BMS, napalm doesn't spread. It's a point detonation weapon, and unless you exactly hit a person, you will not get a kill. Which is annoying because it actually looks really good. Like, it has a huge fireball, it looks pretty. It has 0 use at all, which makes me a terribly sad panda. I have had no success, none, with napalm. what I will do is, if I've got time for one more flight tonight, I will bring some, and I will drop a canister or two of it somewhere in the enemy area. I will find myself something soft to attack, and we'll see what you think of it. Yeah, I'd like that too, if I'm being honest, but we don't get those choices, do we? Right. Just because I do want a second package to come in here and actually do something moderately effective, I will send in a lead package with Mavericks.
Gator 7-2. Good hit.
And big old Mark 84, so the AI are going to get one big heckin' dumb bomb and a couple of Mavericks and some drop tanks. They had it and then they pulled it, I believe. The A4 in DCS the mod has Mark 77 and BLUs. They look nice, they have the similar problem where they don't have much effect, which makes me sad, but this is what happens. Alright, so because of stupid stream layers, you can't see the map, but we're basically attacking the same area. The A4? Oh no, they dropped them off the F-18. I don't think they're going to use them. I don't think they're going to bring them out at all, basically, until DCS decide they want to make incendiary weapons work. And that's in a big if. I'm sure there's people in their dev team that are like, I think that's far too much of a nasty weapon, we should never use that. They probably think of it as a war crime. I'm only half kidding. Go fix your mom's struggles, Phoenix. I'll be here. Don't worry. So we'll Rolex this forward a little. Yeah, we'll go with that. Still a little early because I can't add. That's close enough for me. Yeah. So about this tier point 3, we should have a mechanized group with the AAA. After that, I'm hoping to find that enemy tank in the BTR-80s somewhere in the camouflaged area. That'll be fun. Why is this not rolled forward yet? That's really annoying. Get on with it.
Magic 3, radar, contact, bullseye, 005299030,000.
Yes, Phoenix, I know that struggle all too well. Okay, this is a fun one. T-minus 2 minutes.
3-1, in.
Can't go to taxi. Let's try runway. No go either. That's a new one.
Magic 3, radar, contact, bullseye, 005284030,000. Cobra 6-2, another kill.
It should be a stock issue, otherwise I wouldn't be allowed to make the flight. I was just saying T-minus 26 seconds.
Magic 3,
And I'm on the
radar,
runway.
contact, bullseye, 004.
I should be going in at T-minus 4 for taxi and T-minus 2 for runways. 15 seconds is way overdue. Unless the ramp is busy, which would be interesting. I'm going to see what happens when it gets to T0. They might have cancelled the frag, which is a possibility. That's strange. I'm going to let the clock continue forward by a minute or so, but it looks to me, you guys can't see this on the next layer, but it looks to me my F4 flight just took off. For reasons I don't entirely understand, I didn't get to jump in the pit. But craft did make it, my 2-ship did make it up, so once it's well and truly airborne, give it a minute, and I'll try and respawn, and hopefully I don't end up, biting it into the ground. $11,000 feet, 2 ships. Yeah, it's in the air. But it won't let me join it. That's seriously weird.
Target hit.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to disconnect altogether. Yes, pro pick for the sport teams after all. Yeah, that happens a lot. So, full shutdown of BMS, full restart. And a full reconnect. Connection established, very good. Hoggit KTO, yes. Seventh quadrant. Type in the password. I wish there was a way to turn down that noise.
Cyborg 7-2, good hit.
Cyborg, eh? Nice. Nope, still won't let me continue.
Magic 3, radar, contact, bullseye, 0, 0,
Fuck
1,
it.
2,
I'll take
5,
the other
9,
ship.
30,000.
I'll take the other flight
Nailed it.
and set it up the way I was originally going to fly my last one.
Smacked it.
Okay, so we'll let this one count down and see what it does. This doesn't work. I don't know what we'll do.
Got it. Good hit. Devil 7-1, direct hit. Magic 3, radar, contact, bullseye, 3, 6, 0, 2, 5, 3, 30,000. Good hit.
Hmm.
Good hit. Good hit. Magic 3, radar, contact, bullseye, 3, 6, 0, 2, 4, 7, 30,000.
Jackal, 3-1, ducks on the pond.
Nailed it. Magic 3, radar, contact, bullseye, 3, 6, 0, 2, 4, 1, 30,000.
Yeah, what is this? Like, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It will not let me take off in them, although it just did a few minutes ago. Something happens to the runway? Has one hour. It's telling me it's got one runway. I know that.
Nailed it.
No, I just disconnected and reconnected a minute ago. Is the runway being cratered? Nope, totally 100% operational. Even with its painted on texture. That was funny. Yep, no craters, no damage.
Magic 3, radar, contact, bullseye,
Looking
2,
spiffy.
3, 4, 30,000.
Hey, Electroff, how's it going? Can't slot the lead flight now either. Something strange is going on. No, inadequately sacrificed apparently.
Got it.
Maybe it's because I deleted the flights earlier. I don't know. I'm going to make another one and see what happens there. If that doesn't work, I don't know.
Target hit.
27th set. No, I've already
Magic,
crafted that
3,
squadron anymore
radar,
because
contact,
it's stupid set
bullseye,
to do
3,
that.
5, 8, 2, 2, 8, 30,000.
Right, so I just made a AI air interdiction in the next squadron. Over. At least I think I did. We'll have to see about that. There it is. Slotting.
Smacked it.
The default loadout. The bomb truck, it lives. Unfortunately, I don't have enough fuel to do that, although, because that would be fun. That's what we call the War Game Alpha loadout.
Yahoo!
I know, right? That'd be exciting. I know. Unfortunately, I don't have enough fuel to take the bomb truck that far across the map. Which makes me sad, but it's what we have to do. Yeah, loadout set,
Another kill!
area set.
Man,
To change the flight plan to forward a bit.
Magic, 3, radar, contact, bullseye, 3, 5, 5, 2, 1, 7, 30,000.
Okay, so we're going to bring that forward another 1 minute. And then we are going to take off in... We're going to go jump into the taxi in about 10 seconds, hopefully. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please load. No loading. That's nice. Thanks for that, mate. It's just... My game now hates me. I have displeased it. I do not know why.
Magic, 3, radar,
Okay,
contact,
I'm
bullseye,
not sure what's
3,
going on with
5,
that.
4, 2,
It's,
1, 0, 30,000.
It's broken. It's just broken. I know not. I can't rejoin flights, even after restarting BMS several times. This is strange. I'm just asking them in the chat if anyone else has had that over at their Discord. Let's see what they've got. just feed. I need to feed it more quarters. That's what it is. The hamster is hungry. Hog talks. Have you filled in the necessary paperwork for this flight? This flight is not adequately or correctly filed. Try again later. I was so sad when I found out that either they've edited it or this campaign does not come with a tornado. Because I was totally going to buzz every public airfield at some point in time, because I have the fuel to do that in a tornado. I just would have rocked up and zoom tornado for the 230. I wouldn't have bombed the airfield. Just would have given them a good show. Right, I'm going to pick the 44th Squadron of F4s, which has 10 of them opposed supposedly. Try and see if I can persuade them to let me do some BAI. Oh, they've actually got a mission of BAI pre-fragged. That's fun. Neko, it is. This is the Hoggit BMS server. Unfortunately, my stream capture software doesn't let you see anything until I go into 3D, because it's an old game. Sorry, not really sure what you want me to say there. But yes, I'm also memeing my way with the bomb truck, because when you've flown the F-16 and BMS for nearly 8 years, different planes are fun. Well, Neko, I would tell you to watch and learn, but you'll probably just watch and I'll show you how not to do it instead. How about that? Because one of the things that people who fly in BMS are often unaware of is that there are in fact other aircraft besides F-16s in the game. They are not terribly well modelled. Absolutely, Norphoenix. Definitely a case of that. 111% of that. No, Neko, you don't. What if I told you that BMS does not require a ramp-started aircraft and will give you a perfectly ramp-started jet every time if you wanted to? I don't ramp-start jets anymore. Not in BMS, I haven't done it for ages. You hit the button that says take off the taxiway. Just make sure you load your data cartridge and everything first. You do that in the 2D. So you will start up in a fully ramp started and completely operational aircraft every time. Oh, absolutely. You see when you hit the fly button, you have the option for ramp, which is T minus 20 minutes, taxiway, which is T minus 4 with a green jet on the taxiway ready to go, and runway, which is T minus 2 at the hold short point of the runway. Don't ever do that because other people will get annoyed at you. Do the taxiway minus 4, especially in something like an F4, where the ramp start procedure is a bit edgy. Because you've got to bear in mind, at the end of the day, this is an F-16 that's been told it's an F4. You can't judge its choices. Maybe, Echo. If you're doing air-to-air in the DCS F-16, you will know how to do air-to-air in terms of the symbology. One thing you'll have to get used to is the ranges on the missiles are actually effective. So BVR will not be 5 miles or just off the corner of your nose. It will be 20 to 30 miles, and you'll be detecting contacts and running them on the radar and starting intercepts at 40 miles. You will have to learn how to use the air-to-ground radar if you want to use that. You will have to relearn how to do Mavericks because they will work differently. You will have to relearn how to use the targeting pod because although the basic symbology is the same, there are some differences in terms of how you can use the menu.
Magic 3 radar
you will have CCRP and CCIP, but on visual will be radar guided instead. So on one hand it's more accurate, but on the other you now need to know how to use the radar. How do harms work? I don't know enough to tell you if it's realistic. but I like the way they're handled. There are basically two modes. There is a POS mode. Well, there's three modes, but we'll get into that later. There's POS mode, which is basically for pre-organized steers. So you basically treat the harm as a cruise missile, point it at the general direction of the steer point you want to aim at, tell it what kind of radar to look for, and it will go kill shit. You also have very similar, there is actually a pre-brief mode in the F-16 as well, which works in a very similar manner. Yeah, it's only great if you know exactly where you're going to be shooting. There's also HAS mode, which is harm as sensor.
Viper
You basically
3-1 in.
you basically on the weapons page you are looking at a representation of the harm's seeker, and you select the sensor it's found, and it zooms off. The harm does not know range, so it's very similar to the self-protect mode that the F-18 has as well, or like the target of opportunity mode. We'll go with that, yeah. You will, if you're familiar with those methods, you will get on with this. In fact, what I'll do is, because the server is not showing you this stuff very well, I'll just run a single player campaign for a moment or two and let you see some of this in action. What have we got? What have we got? Oh, that'll do nicely. I'm sorry, you guys can't see this because the stream capture software honestly, it just does not like me. Not like this game. Okay, so we're going to actually disconnect off that network first, actually, before I accidentally make a new campaign instance on their server. I don't think they know that you can do that. So we're going to do
the demilitarized
rolling fire because I don't want my demonstration to be too difficult. Day one of this I'll be honest with you, day one F-16 on campaign for any of the Korea War campaigns is not a good idea for a demonstration. Yes, Neko, you need to understand that BMS was made in 1998 and there is very little security or anti-administrative measures. I would not recommend you do it, because if you start fucking with the server, he'll just pull it down. Because he simply, there is no way to prevent trolling, unfortunately. It's just not possible. So let's see, there's lots of really stupid deep strike Martian missions that they've selected. I like this one though, this one's close enough to the board. BMS is not 1998, BMS is a modification of Falcon 4, which was 1998. The core game, like the dynamic campaign, the basic missile kinematics, and the general look and feel of the of the terrain is 1998. All the aircraft are retextured, the modelling and avionics has been completely reworked, and everything's been upgraded to DirectX 9. Yeah, this is DirectX 9. It has been pushed through the eyeballs. Absolutely. The trick with BMS is you need to understand is that when you fly single player in BMS, you are flying one flight for against the massive ground war and air war across the entirety of Korea. The dynamic campaign is you don't need multiplayer. Multiplayer is definitely another whole other dimension. Group that will fly multiplayer with you regularly in BMS is easily a better experience as with
activity detected. Bullseye 05166. Dragnet 4.
It's the entire peninsula.
Hostile launch activity detected. Bullseye 036.
I'm going to turn on for a second and show you something.
Got it. Dragnet 1. Be advised. Hostile launch activity detected. Bullseye 31047. Viper 52 for RTB. Dragnet 4. Radar contact. Bullseye 01057. 5025.
So, I decided it would be a good idea to have a copy of the map available for this game. For a variety of reasons, actually. And it is genuinely a sensible idea. We're going to pause this. Here is the map that I printed. For reference, this is comprised of a number of sheets of A4. We have I hope you can still hear me and see some of this, but my top thumb here, there we go, my top thumb there is somewhere in the very edge of China. This bit up here, that's the very edge of Russia. And that bit down there, down here at the bottom of the map, the bottom right corner of the map, that's the edge of Japan. We're not talking about just the peninsula. We're talking about a fairly large area around it as well. Yes, you can go bomb Pyongyang. If you can get there, it is very heavily defended. You'll be talking several days of organised attacks on SAM systems, airfields, and the various other supporting elements of that, supplying elements, factories, the combat engineers who also fill in the runways whenever you bomb them. Not to mention the enemy air activity that will defend you. Why can't DCS do this? I have no idea. Anyway, I've been flying BMS for 8 years. I'm not going to say I know everything, I definitely don't, but I'm quite happy to demonstrate it. So we have here the F-16's pit, definitely not as detailed as the DCS one, definitely much more simpler, but it's DirectX 9, I mean, come on. You're half Korean. Okay, this makes a little bit more sense. One thing I do like about what they've done to modify BMS is that you have knee boards, pre-filled and pre-made as part of the gate campaign, ready and go. And this is a list of some of the air bases. DCS did not just start as an A-10 campaign. DCS started as a KA-50 system. So the KA-50 and the A-10 were the two modules for DCS World in the first place. And before that, they were separate. Like, they were separate things. You couldn't actually play them in the same multiplayer environment. Yes, which in turn grew out of Flanker, which is older than Falcon 4. Yes, and most of the Lua scripting in the background is fundamentally still somewhere in there. So try to remember that. Now, I forgot myself. I got started taxiing because I'm used to having just to go taxiing. I forgot to tell you that BMS has a fully featured AI, ATC system. So hang on a second. I need to jump out this mission for a second and abort it because I forgot to set up my knee board. Yes, this has a knee board. Okay, so that'll give you a good idea of what we're dealing with. So up there we have the northern edge of China. That's Liuhe airfield up the top there in Shenyang. We have the very northern end up here in a slightly different colour. We have Nachotka Air Base in Russia. Down here we have Japan. That's Fukuoka down there. And of course all of there. Hey Pistol, how's it going? So you click your IFF plan, you click your comm plan. This will pre-sign all of your necessary all of your necessary channels to correctly follow the AI traffic procedure. Log into the AI AWACS and still be able to talk to your wingman, which is also important.
All right,
In
listen
briefing,
up.
it also defines for you all of your channels, just in case you don't know what you're supposed to be on. So guard is preset. Your flight has been assigned to voice channel 16, so just bear that in mind. Common channel for all networks is number 14. And check-in on channel 5 to AWACS. You will follow your package on channel 6, and the tankers on channel 13 if necessary. Does it have the King Dong Peninsula? I'm going to guess probably not, considering this is as far as it goes. Everything you see here is what there is. Okay, so we have a seed mission here set up. We have, tell you what we'll do is we'll bring, oh, they've not equipped these guys with 9Xs. That's right, this is an older aircraft. So this is the weapons loadout. You can't see the text, but for example, just because it's hilarious, I'm going to give myself the lantern navigational system. So if it decides to turn out to be nighttime, I can still use the FLIR. Differences between the blocks, right? So if it ends at a 2, it's using a different engine from the one that is in the DCS-F-16, the Block 50.
Viper 5-1.
One of them's a General Electric, one's a Pratt & Whitney.
Dragnet 4,
I can't remember which one is which,
hostile launch
so
activity detected.
it's the other
Bullseye
one.
05166.
You don't select the block or the model. You join the squadron that you want to be part of, and all of the aircraft on that squadron are the same type. So when I first went into the new campaign, I had a list of blue bases on a map. I selected the blue base I was interested in, and it tells you just before you join it, this is the Block 40 KF-16s, this is the Block 52 KF-16 plus F-16 CJs, whatever. Okay, and you join that squadron. Now you can later hop to other squadrons if you wish. That's totally permissible. HMCS is working as just fine. We'll just cut rid of that for now. Let me just get the barometric pressure sorted. There we go. And now, hopefully this time. Okay, so UHF channel 2.
Jackal 7, 2-ship F-16s. Request taxi.
Good morning, Jackal 7. You are number 3 for
Jaguar 3, 2-ship F-16s. Request taxi.
Good morning, Jaguar 3. You are number 2 for departure. Taxi, Papa, Bravo, and then hold short. Runway 20 left.
Oh yes, that's right.
Warhawk 3, 2-ship
A game from
F-16s.
1998 has
Request taxi.
proper ATC.
Give way to Jaguar 3, 2, F-16, taxiing, Papa.
Falcon 6, taxiing.
Falcon 6-1, contact tower for takeoff. Switch 35310.
I will point out the original Falcon 4 did not have this stuff. This is all added by the modding community.
Gamble 5, 2-ship F-16s. Request taxi.
So this is all AI flights
Good morning,
that are all
Gamble
flying.
5. You are number 5
They have
for
their own
departure.
missions,
Old
their
present
own
position.
packages, and
Give way
the
to
success or failure of
Warhawk
those
3,
may
2,
determine what I do
F-16,
next myself,
taxiing.
as with the success or failure of my mission. No, it does not. Rightfully or wrongfully, it does not tip over like that. Case in point. It also is a much more nimble aircraft in BMS. The aircraft,
Jackal
as far as
7,
I'm concerned, feels
taxi,
like it's in
Papa,
molasses
Bravo, and then hold
in
short.
the
Runway
DC
20
NDCS.
left.
Jackal 7, taxiing.
Jaguar 3-1, contact tower.
Jaguar 3, 2-ship F-16s. Request taxi.
Jaguar 3, hold short. Jaguar 3-1, contact tower. Switch 35310.
So we'll just change to channel 3 because the data cartridge I just made up earlier in the previous screen has pre-learned on that for me. Yes, you make your own data cartridges in this as well. So, tower.
Jaguar 3, 2-shift F-16s, ready for departure.
Yes, Neko,
Jaguar
not having a data
3,
cartridge
hold
in
short.
DCS is one of my biggest bugbears. What I would also like though is the ability to edit it while sitting on the ramp or in the spectator screen.
Jaguar 3, 2-shift F-16s, ready for departure. Jaguar 3, Amy Tower, weight 110 at 4 knots, runway 20 left. You're cleared for takeoff.
So I'm also going to tell my wingman to line up on the runway. I believe they are.
Falcon 6, Amy Tower, weight 110 at 1 knots, runway 20 left. You're cleared for takeoff.
So they've been cleared. I've been cleared to join the runway. Now, let's see.
Jackal 7, 2-shift F-16s, ready for departure. Falcon 6, contact departure. Jackal 7, hold short.
Oh yes, this version of the F-16 also has forward-looking infrared. This is what the Block 40 is good for. It's lantern compatible, so I have forward-looking infrared. The Block 40 is an older model, so it was the first one to have color screens, for
Jackal
example.
7, Amy Tower, position and hold, runway 20 left.
But it also was equipped with a
Falcon
lantern,
6,
so
airborne
it was able to
2-shift
do night.
F-16s, 2000.
Falcon 6, Amy,
Real
departure.
Block 40 would
Depart
indeed
heading
have a slightly different
050.
lantern.
Resume on navigation.
Well, maybe I've selected the Block 52s. The Block 40s do have a different HUD. I wonder if I've selected the wrong squadron by accident. Yeah, I must have done.
Jaguar 3-1, contact departure.
So I've been told to contact departure as well.
Jaguar 3, airborne 2-shift F-16s.
I shouldn't really have done
4000.
any turns, but I did.
Jaguar 3, Amy, departure. Depart heading 050. Resume on navigation.
So as you can see here, I'm using forward-looking infrared, which is slightly offset from the rest of it. But I can fix that if I want to. So all I've done is I've selected the bore sight mode in the F-16, and what I'm doing now is I'm changing thumbstick just to refocus it. So that is my rebore sighted my lantern pod. Slightly better than it was before, at least. So I'll give you a quick show and tell then. So we have there on the left the FCR, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Well, if it's any consolation, Neko, if you're ex the US Navy, you'll know they had the F-16N, which was a Block 30-32 if I remember rightly. There's a fully featured HSD. It's got range rings, so you know how far out you are from each place. That little blue circle is the bullseye. And it does tell you that in the bottom corner here as well, so you know where you are. They have the F-16N, N for Navy, that's the Navy variant. It's a Top Gun trainer. You use it to
Jackal
simulate
7,
MiG-29s and stuff like
two-shift
that.
F-16s, 2000.
Jackal 7, AME, departure, fly heading 020, resume on navigation.
The N is the navalized F-16. It's not for carrier landings. It only works on the shore. It's their Top Gun simulator for the MiG-29s. You use it for DACT and stuff like that. Anyway, let's show you these Mavericks. So you power them on. On the weapons page, if I can now select, for example, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to tell it to look for an SA2. I select 2, and now if I pointed myself at steer point 2, pickled, it would fire towards that. Yeah, aggressors, that's the one. And it would go searching for an SA2 in the vicinity of steer point 2, for example. That's what POS mode's for. It's handy for certain things, particularly if you happen to know where the enemy are. HAS is harm at sensor mode, and once again, you're now looking at what the seeker is seeing.
Warhawk 3, airborne 2 ship, F-16s, 2000.
Warhawk 3, AME, departure, depart heading 030.
Dragnet 4, radar, contact, bullseye, 042, 82, 26,000. Dragnet 4, Jaguar 31, request picture.
So that's the basics of the harm. It's a fairly simple system.
Dragnet 4, radar, contact, bullseye, 060, 89, 18,000.
I don't know, Neko. It might be slightly different. I'm not sure if it's right or wrong, but it might be different. The data link works, but it does things in a weird way to me. But there on the left there is the air-to-ground radar. White dots are radar contacts. The snow in the background is just general ground clutter. You also have built into this GMT, ground motion tracking, which is something that the Hornet in DCS is getting soon. I already have it and have had it for 8 years. Every one of those white dots is a moving metal contact, say a tank or a convoy or something like that. I also have C, so I can use this to. This is now the same idea as the ground motion, as the ground mapping mode on the radar, but it is designed more optimized for looking up naval vessels.
Dragnet 4, radar, contact,
No,
bullseye,
jury's out if it works.
055,
Standby does what it says.
14,000.
BCN is not modelled. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't work. So there's the air-to-ground modes. Air-to-air, we have range while scan, Twiz, all the usual goodies. Fully modelled and implemented, of course. Yeah. Turn on the radar altimeter. And with a full, bear in mind that my aircraft is loaded to the bears with a good variety of ordnance. And she's a fairly speedy girl. Could not do that with similarly loaded aircraft in DCS. Just does not work. EXP is expanded mode, so zoom in. You usually do it with your pinky switch. So it's more obvious in something like this.
4, radar, contact, bullseye,
So there's a set of ground
87,
contacts. It's probably a town actually. EXP1, and that zooms in the image over where the cursor is. EXP again, and I get Doppler beam sharpening. Yes, I have that already. And then I do it again, and I get an even more zoomed in appearance. And then I do it again, and it cycles back to normal. That basic functionality of zooming in like that works for all things across the HOTAS. Radar, HSD, targeting pod even, all kinds of cool shit. I've got some shortcut keys bound for air-to-air and air-to-ground mode, so we'll just stick with that for now. And I'll continue to elevate, and now that I checked on the AWACS a while ago, I've been a bit distracted, so... Neko, it seriously is. The work that has gone into it, bear in mind, you need to buy a copy of Falcon 4, which you can get on Steam for less than $10, in some cases less than $5. And then you download the mod pack for free. Yeah. Like, it's insane what has been done to a game from 1998 to get it looking like this, behaving like this, and feeling like this. And the frame rate? No problem. Absolutely no drama whatsoever. What we're going to do is I'm just going to turn off the FLIR because it's obvious I'm not going to need it by the time I get home. Oh, I also have terrain following radar. So what else? What other toys do I get? Yeah, there's TFR, terrain following radar. We'll turn that into normal. I'll do a flickers reset because I fucked that up. Yeah, I screwed that up, didn't I? Altimeter's on. I think if they had this version of Falcon at launch, the Navy would have come, the U.S. Air Force would have come knocking on the door and told them that this version never existed and everything is still classified. But yes, that would have been pretty cool. Oh, we also get IFF, so TMS left, mode 4. Oh, and it actually works. You'll notice as well. I've got mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, and mode 4 responses. I don't know who this sucker is, so let's get the AI to
Dragnet 4, Jaguar 3-1, group bullseye 1, 2, 8, 7, 9, 10,000. Declare 3-1, Dragnet 4, contact is friendly.
Friendly contact, so we'll just disregard them. As a side note, just look how pretty the clouds are, even though they're basically two-dimensional. Like, they're not as well technically done as the DCS clouds, but the effect is so much nicer, I'm sure you'll agree. Visibility is amazing. Frame rate is solid. I don't run a supercomputer. Falcon 4 was indeed microprose, as was Falcon 3. Before that it was Falcon AT, which was run by Spectrum Holobyte, who were then bought by Microprose. Microprose has also done B-17 Flying Fortress, B-17 the Mighty Eighth, F-19, F-117, F-15 Strike Eagle. Oh no, it's just F-15. No, it was F-15 Strike Eagle. XCOM, the original XCOM, the good ones. What else have they done? A variety of adventure games like BloodNet and stuff like that. What else have they done? Oh my god. They also did a game called Midwinter. They published that. Midwinter was one of the first first-person shooters ever available. 1989 or 1988 it came out. Definitely not a shooter by any stretch of imagination, more of a strategy game, but very interesting. An F-111 would have been good. There is an F-111 in BMS. It does not have a cockpit. It has an F-16 cockpit. You will have to suspend your disbelief a little. There is a fully modelled F-4, a fully modelled Mirage, a fully modelled F-18, and a fully modelled Tornado. However, they all use F-16 avionics due to limitations of using a 1998 set of avionics and overlaying also all this other stuff on top of it. And the textures are old, they're fan-made, and they are showing it. Other cool weapons you get that I don't have on me right now in this particular scenario. I have GBU-15s, man-in-the-middle attack, man-in-the-loop weapons. Harpoon is modelled for the F-18 guys. So is the Slammer. So there's a good array of weaponry. JDAMs, LGBs, LJDAMs, SDBs. Most classic and modern weaponry is well modelled. What's the double yellows carrot? That is a jamming contact, because jamming is modelled as well. So this contact is using their jammer. And if I do TMS left long, I get a mode 4 response to tell me that in the vicinity of these jamming contacts, I'm getting friendly responses. So it's likely friendlies using their jammers to spoof them as they cross the fence in. There's my, so you can see there's some sort of shit going on down there. That's contrails for 2 friendlies, and I can see them this far away thanks to something that BMS also has called smart scaling. The images are artificially magnified a little bit at long distances, and as you get closer that shrinks back to 1:1. Jamming does matter in this game. In fact, certain weapon systems like the SA-10 home on jam. So turning your jammer on is not always going to help you. And hi, Ilakula. There. The shaking there is turbulence because I'm flying around a turbulent layer. The weather system is modelled. You can import weather maps. Someone has designed a tool that will take the latest weather from the area and translate it into BMS, which is fucking cool. I'm sorry to say, that's amazing. So you've got kind of weather systems like what you'd expect from likes of Flight Sim 2004, that kind of FSX, that kind of era. It'll model weather systems to that level of fidelity, which for a combat sim is amazing. Yeah, you can take real world weather and import it into exactly like so, Neko. There's a piece of programming you can put in forecasts, or you can put in historical weather depending on what you can get the records for, and or you can even make your own weather up. And then you can just play it back over up to 2 weeks. You can play back, which is good because the ground war will last 14 days real time. 14 days real time, not 14 days. Like, this is not just going to be like you playing it for 2 weeks on and off. Every second in this campaign is running real time. This campaign will last for 2 weeks minimum. Why the sudden interest in BMS? I don't know. Probably because Hoggit put a BMS server up. So we've had a huge surge of people flying DCS wanting to do it. And yeah, people are getting fed up with DCS. So here's another good case in point there. I can spot these enemy contacts quite far away. That's a flight of friendlies. Looks like F5s. I should probably show you some of the things you wish you had in the F-16. So those of you who wondered what number 5 doesn't just all constantly mean in development. At least you cycle through what your time on station will be, range, how much fuel you'll have at the time you get to that steer point, what your fuel at home plate right now is, how long you can spend based on this cruise on this throttle setting and that steer point. Tells you what your optimum speed is. So if you want to go maximum endurance, you should travel at Mach 0.49 and you'll be able to travel for about an hour at this fuel setting. And then it cycles back round to this. So I can tell the system what time I'd like to arrive at, and it will then tell me what speed it will then readjust my flight profile and tell me what speed to travel at. I can set fuel. What else can I do? What else is broken in DCS with the ICP? Let's see. On the list, you can make up. This is your data link, so you can program that in. Anyone on the same UHF channel puts in a number there. Akula, you're allowed to like both, as far as I'm concerned. I do like both. But I'm quite happy to help translate DCS, BMS back back to the people who played DCS for so long, because they are getting fed up with it being broken as fuck, basically. The multiplayer community has basically been shafted by the last 2 updates, and a complete lack of adequate testing of the multiplayer community. Yeah, so a lot of people are going back to BMS until they fix their shit, because it only costs them $4. There's no real cash loss based on compared to what people are flying. What's more important is that DCS is currently doing a free trial and people are still going to BMS and spending money on it. That and the fact that microprocessors came back as well. Akula, you're welcome to go back through my YouTube channel. I've streamed hundreds of BMS hours. I just took a break after a year because I've flown the F-16 BMS for 8 years. I got a bit bored. I think I can be forgiven for that after that length of time. But yeah, I used to insist on flying VR, and BMS is meant to be getting VR soon, whenever that is. But to be perfectly honest with you, I've not been able to fly DCS with VR and get a decent frame rate, so I've been getting back used to track IR anyway. So, okay, fair enough. Thanks, Akila. You're one of the guys from the UAF. I don't recognise your name, so if you already know me, then that's fair enough. Nice hat. Yes, this is a Soviet-Russian tanker's hat. I then attached my track IR to it because I wasn't going to wear a baseball cap and advertise for anyone. I'm not being paid to do that. IL-2 is awesome. I like IL-2 as well. Basically I like most military simulations. My milsim community, my simulation habits in general are ridiculously wide. Dangerous Waters, Wolfpack, Silent Hunter 4, X-Plane, Falcon BMS, DCS, IL-2. Hell, I even had Silent Service 2 on for a little while, just for the lols on Atari SD emulator. I have an X-Plane 11 round the world trip going on at the moment. My next flight will be into JFK. I'm doing it on VATSIM because I hate my life decisions apparently. And I can't wait until the controllers basically have an aneurysm over how slow I go, and that'll be me going at maximum available speed. It'll be hilarious. I'm hand flying this. I don't usually rely on the autopilot, that's how stable the aircraft is. It should probably fence in though, so we'll just get rid of the lights. And yes, they're not as well modelled as the DCS ones, but I'm not a counter.
Ramrod 6, push tower. Dragnet 4, ready to attack.
So we're going to check in with AOAX there and let them know we're about. Go for it, Jules. Let's actually get a picture from
Dragnet 4, Jaguar 3-1. Jaguar 3-1, Dragnet 4. Picture is multiple groups. Range and azimuth split. Southeast group. 005 13 11,000. Cold, hostile. South group. 360 13 12,000. Cold, outlaw. North group. Bullseye 068 98 25,000. Hot, hostile.
Oh, that's an important one. 068. Oh, I missed that one.
Dragnet
Just give me
4,
the vector.
Jaguar 3-1. Request vector to threat. Jaguar 3, Dragnet 4. Nearest threat, Bullseye 069 100 32,000. Hot, hostile, print, MiG-23s. 4 ship.
That's uncomfortably close.
2, airborne. Ramrod 6, push departure. Dragnet 4, Jaguar 3-1, group Bullseye 071 101 20,000. Declare. Jaguar Dragnet 4, contact confirmed hostile. ID is MiG-23.
Okay, perfect example coming up right here. So we have MiG-23s on the nose, 23 miles. R2 is now, but I'm not going to do R2, I'm going to do a lofting attack. So 15 degrees, 10 degrees up, no. There you go, Fox 3, 22 miles. Because I'm in BMS, not DCS, where missile kinematics are a thing. That's going to hit, I'm quite sure of that. Oh, being jammed now. So, I'm going to order wingman to clear my 6.
Jaguar 3-2,
And
clear
I'm going
my
to go
6.
defensive because I need to at this distance.
Yeah,
He's close enough that that's a problem. Who are you in front of me? Probably friendly. Yeah, I've got friendly support near me, so they'll probably have the next guy.
2 in position.
Cleared my 6. Oh, I should turn on the data link.
Shaft flare. Shaft flare.
Yeah, I kind of got ganked, so it's not the best example, but I do feel like I've got a much more reasonable chance of hitting at that distance. So you can see the contrails in the distance.
Vandal 3, Dragnet 4, be advised, hostile sparing. 3, 2, 0, 2, 1, 25,000.
So there's no point using dogfight mode at this distance. It's still
Dragnet 4, Jaguar 3-1, group bullseye 079 107
Oh.
24,000. Declare.
So you got NCTR
3-1,
down here telling me
Dragnet
that's
4,
MiG-23, so that's good enough for me.
hostile. ID is MiG-23.
Splash!
Shaft flare.
Oh yeah, aim Farnham's turn as well.
Mayday, Mayday, airman down. Bullseye 081 106.
Oh, someone's been shot down.
Dragnet 4, Jaguar 3-1. Request vector to threat. Jaguar 3, Dragnet 4, nearest threat, bullseye 10462 25,000. Cold, hostile, print, MiG-21.
No, not a factor. Back to the mission. That was my wingman that got shot down though, so I'm now on my own. This is the point where I technically really should abort if I'm being... well, to be honest, if this was not a demonstration flight, I would have aborted. But that's not how I roll. Just remember, it's me that's flying, not retarded enough. So we're going to go to the target area. I'm going to fly direct there. This is a bit where I'd love to look up my mission planner and figure out and remember exactly what my target's meant to be, but yeah, Phoenix, that can't honestly come quick enough. It's ridiculous that it's taken this long for them to realise they really need to get a ground radar organised. You think about it, DCS has not flown with a ground radar. This is the first time DCS will have an operational attack ground radar in the history of its entire existence. The Viggen has a ground radar, but it's for mapping. And what I'm saying is, even then, that's not the best. A proper synthetic ground mapping radar, first time. Phoenix, you can laugh in Viggen, but you can only use that to map. You can't really use that to attack, unless you're attacking naval objects. So, what's the fuel state? 84,000 pounds. But how do I know if I've got enough fuel at home? Well, I'll just ask the home panel. If I turned around and headed home right now, I'd land with just over 6,000. It is something. It is currently better than the F-18 has as well, which is absurd.
Ramrod 6, go echelon left. 2, going echelon left.
so I'm down to heaters only. So I really don't want to get involved in another fight if I can. It's the target area up ahead. Print's coming up. Nope.
Dragnet 4, Jaguar 3-1. Jaguar 3-1, Dragnet 4. Picture is multiple groups. Azimuth split. North group bullseye 05799. Beaming bogey.
That's behind me.
South group bullseye 06191 3000. Cold hostile.
Not to me.
Southwest group bullseye 06190 3000. Cold hostile.
We'll keep an eye on that because I've now got Mud 5 left close. Although that shouldn't be a factor. If it pops up again though, I may just throw my arms at it and go. I don't think I've got the range. Yeah, my wingman got shot down there. I'll have to pour one out for him when he gets home. Hopefully he came home okay. No flickers faults. We'll put the TFR back on, but I'll not be using that until I get much closer to the ground. At 5 left 10 o'clock. I'm in trespass range, but he's not decided to open fire on me yet. Probably because he knows he'll get a harm hosed off in his direction. Yes, they do pop-up attacks here as well, by the way. One thing they don't do that I do like about DCS is that DCS things like SA6s and SA11s actually shoot at your harms, whereas these ones they don't, which makes harms laughably overpowered. It's actually really funny how overpowered they are. Oh man, I'm an idiot. I should have brought my harm targeting sensor because you get that with this aircraft. No, actually, I don't think you get it with this one. I think you get that with other models. Mind you, I thought I was. That's why I didn't think of it because I didn't realize. I forgot that I wasn't in a 52. All right, so here's the harm targeting mode here. Apparently, I'm catching an SA5. It's yellow, so it's emitting. If it was flashing red, it'd be targeting me. And if it was if it was red, it'd be targeting me, and if it was flashing red, it'd have launched on me. I unfortunately have to note that the harm does not have a range to stretch out and touch the does not have a range, unfortunately, to reach out and touch the SA5. Unfortunately, the SA5 missiles are, well, they're pretty harmless. No pun intended. So we'll just keep flying towards the target area. I should. This was a bit of an ad hoc mission. I wasn't planning on this. So yeah, TMS is always up to lock. TMS is down is always down to unlock. It's the basic symbology of managing the FCR, the HSD, or any other weapon page is fundamentally the same. There are small differences like TMS right changes polarity and stuff like that, but nothing that really matters. The basics for the major day-to-day stuff that you'll do. Excuse me. Terribly sorry about that. Hope that made sense in between the yawns.
Dragnet 4, Jaguar 3-1. Request vector to threat. Jaguar 3, Dragnet 4, nearest threat, bullseye 05773 20,000. Dragon, hostile, print, MiG-21.
That's like 50 miles away from me. I'm not dealing with that. There's an SA-5 somewhere over there. I'm not dealing with that either. It's tracking me. It's not shooting at me. It's decided not to. Obviously it's decided I'm not close enough to be dangerous. I don't remember it being huge chunks of ocean to fly over the last time, but I'll take it as it comes.
Vandal 3-1, checking in.
I think someone's just shut it down anyway. Right, I'm 60 odd miles out from the target area. I should really be finding things by now. There we go, pop up mud 2, there we are. Hello kitty. So here's where things get fun. SA2. So here's what we're going to do. Seeing as how it's obviously at the target area, we're going to set POS mode to standard 2. Singer 2, Singer.
Ramrod 6-1, package marshaled. Ramrod 6-1, package leaving push point. Ramrod 6-1, in.
Chaff, flare. Chaff, flare.
See if I can spot this F6, this SAM. Oh, there it is down there. See? See, it's breaking lock. That one's not though.
Jaguar 3-1, pilot spotted. Bullseye 081105.
This thing's seriously pissed off at me. Yep, tagged me.
Warning, warning.
They're seriously deadly in BMS.
Caution.
Do not fuck around with them.
Caution.
So, because I wasn't really thinking, I didn't plan my mission that well. I should have actually done what I'll show you in the next. What I'll show you on the next one.
Mustang 7-1, engaging target. Bullseye 3-4.
So I'll show you what I should have done with my data
Camera
cartridge the first time.
7-2.
So I killed both of the. So you can see there, I actually got them both. 2 AMRAMs, 2 hits. No spam ram required.
Phantom 3.
RS means I was
Dragnet 1,
rescued,
be
so
advised.
although I
Fresh
ejected,
aircraft
I was
bullseye.
recovered
0,
safely,
6,
so my
0,
career gets to continue.
3, 2, 1000.
So we're just going to halt the clock.
Prowler 1-1, in. Target hit.
So we know that it was. Who was it that was shooting at me there? I would imagine it was. Oh, I got that guy as well. Or someone did. Must have been this guy. Oh, that's the SA-5. Who was it that hit me? So you can see from the intel page what each icon represents. Each icon does not represent a single target, it represents battalions. Do I have your attention now? So for example, that there, right click on this guy here, that square with a cross through it, that's an entire mechanized battalion. 7 T-62s, 2 BMP-2s, 2 BRDM 2ATs, 2 lorries basically, a BMP-1 commander's vehicle, and 14 VTT 323s, which are troop carriers. That's a full battalion of them. And in case you haven't noticed along the entire DMZ, there are many. And many. And many. You said you wanted to look at Pyongyang? Let's have a look at Pyongyang. So Pyongyang, bear in mind, it's one of these squares with a circle, with a half circle, if you know your NATO symbology. That's an air defence battalion. Or that's an air defence unit. We also know that this only displays battalions. So those are entire battalions each square. Some AAA, some SA2. For example, there is a ring of 6 SA2s to each battalion. I do have TAC view, and I probably should have turned that on actually. That's a good shout. Actually, I'm not sure that one was recording though. Bugger, was it? No, no Hackney tape. Bugger. I should have turned that on. The Star of David pattern, I'm glad you recognise it. So there is literally a 6-point star, more or less, to within the limits of the game engine, and what makes sense from a terrain point of view, all protecting Pyongyang. On top of that, we also have support. Each battalion is also supported by its own AAA systems. And on the outside of that perimeter, there are more AAA battalions on the way in. So no, we are not going to Pyongyang, not anytime soon. Because before we can do all that, we have to punch our way through all of this and every defense battalion on the way, along with the aircrew and the enemy fighters. Not to worry, you're not doing it by yourself. There's hundreds of
IVC check.
Plenty of them around doing all that.
Lima Charlie, IVC.
Apparently I've been connected to IVC this whole time without realising it, so we're going to bail out of that. So it's not going to be this is not going to be you're going to have this done in one mission day. Okay, I hit discard mission, that's why. So I erased that mission from history and restarted it basically, which is something you can do in single player. Do you need a wing person? I'm not going to be on for much longer. I'm mostly just doing demonstrations for people who want to know more about some of the stuff you can do with the F-16 in BMS. So here's what we'll do instead. Let's try this mission a little bit more cleverly. So first of all, we know that the target area...
Alright, listen up.
Briefing sheet tells me there are SA5s known to be southeast of Ichon, which we can find. That's the only ones we know about. Okay. This is a package though. We have an Oka group of what looks like what are they? F-18s. They're going to be attacking the electronic warfare packages. So they're actually going to be. So we're not actually there to bomb the radar site. We're there to stop other people from getting shot down. Okay. So the flight plan doesn't really work for us necessarily. It just tells us the general area. But we have to know, for example, there's an SA2. It's got spoon rest, so we're not too worried about that. Here's another SA2. This is an SA5 actually, and that is right over the target, so we will have to do something about that. So we right click, we hit pre-plan steer point, and we mark SA5. And we put a diamond right on top of that. Waypoint number 56 will now be the location of that SAM system. It does a bit more than that though. I'll show you something. I'll show you some more things later on when we get loaded into the game. We've also got this one down here. We'll just keep an eye on it. This is a not working SA2. That one's been partly shut down, so we're not worried about that one. These guys are towed artillery battalions, but they are carrying. But they have their own AAA sites. So we are going to concern ourselves with them. In a more effective mission, I probably honestly wouldn't bother with this, but I want to show you some cool things you can do with the data cartridge. So we'll mark that guy down there too. However, we want to be really just focused on making sure that we can differentiate between friend and foe quite quickly. So we will right click, hit steer point lines, and do an additional line in steer 1. We'll do another one here. We'll do another one here. And we'll do another one here. This kinks up a little bit here, so we've run out of numbers. You only point up to 5 points for each line. Meant to symbolize. This is meant for like drawing boxes and shit like that. So we're kind of abusing the BMS drawing system, or more accurately, the F16 data cartridge tape for it. So we'll make it work. C2 there, 3.2 there, and we don't need the entire flock covered. We'll just do this area here. That's good enough. Okay. I want to pay particular focus and attention on the target area, so we're going to take steer point number 3 as a separate set there, and we're going to make a kill box. Fairly generously sized one, because I don't know exactly where inside this position they are going to be, depending on how stretched out they are, or if there's pop-ups. I'm going to extend that box out to cover the immediate area around the radar site as well. Now we have 2 harms. We don't have to both of us in the group carry harms. We can ask the AI to carry something else. So we're going to do just that. We can't because that's right, he's an ingress. So fuck it, we'll just try that again. But this time we have changed. When I load up the data cartridge in the game this time, there should be some new symbology to help me. Neko, it's intimidating, but it's one of those things where if you take each part, it's like eating an elephant. You eat it one spoon at a time. Right? You probably thought DCS was pretty intimidating when you first gave that a go. You fly that all the time. This is just a step up in terms of in terms of the preparation and planning part, because you never have to do any of that in DCS. It's not intimidating. It should be a challenge. You should be like, oh boy, I get to learn new shit. Yeah, there you go, Neko. So, just take that into consideration next time. Okay, so we just rejoined the game, but one thing you'll notice now...
Sting 4-1, engage targets, drop 3-2-0,
you can see what I've marked there.
25,000.
So...
Sting 4, you are shooter. Sting 4, go defensive.
Sting 4-4, Sting 4-3, engage target, drop 3-2-0-1, 25,000. Sting 4-4, you are shooter. 3, Wilco.
So we're going to start
2,
suppressing
Roger.
the SA5 now.
4, Wilco. Sting 4, go wedge.
Magnum.
Sting 4, rejoin formation. Sting 4, cover. 2, going wedge. Hammer 7-2, attack collateral targets. Bullseye 0-2-5.
And it's going to be about a minute 10 or so before it
Sting
impacts.
4-2, on my way.
Manuals are
3.
very well prepared. They've
4.
taken a lot of time over the years to use them, so
2,
please...
in position.
There are a lot of effort went into them, so please make use of them, man. And because of the fact I've now got all this weight on one wing, you can see that the weight is carrying over. Now I'm going to be a bloody moron, and I'm going to fly lower altitude near right over the top of the AAA, which is now painting me.
Sting 4, rejoin formation.
We're being lit up by AAA now.
Sting 4, cover. Sting 4, rejoin formation. Sting 4-2, on my way.
3.
4. 4, in position.
Yep, there's the AAA. Did you see that? Radar guy at AAA. Do not fuck with it. And that lighting tells me that there's more AAA around me. That is the ground war. So you're seeing tanks fighting other tanks down there. That's troops in contact.
Altitude.
There's the vapor trails from the wings.
Caution. Caution. Shaft flare.
So we're stupidly low right now. We're easy man pad target right now. I'm deliberately doing a few rules that I'm breaking here. Oh, I've obviously taken a hit, or I've probably over-G'd the airframe. So I'm going to have to be careful with that now. Going too fast or over-G'ing the airframe can cause problems here. You won't necessarily see the damage, but you will definitely
Sting
feel
4,
it.
go trail. 2,
Altitude.
going trail.
Altitude.
3.
Triple A.
4.
You can see the white. You can see the motor.
Caution.
It's going after something, that's for sure.
Sting 4,
Splat.
attack target at bearing 3, 1,
Goodbye,
5,
Triple
1, 5.
Alright,
Sting
Lucas
4,
Link,
you
fuck
are
off.
shooter.
Except they
2,
still have
Wilco.
optical AAA, so they'll just be less
3.
accurate now.
Wilco.
4, Wilco.
That's fine though, because I got something for you. Let's be really stupid. Let's call it 20 Mike.
Shaft flare.
See them? Did you see the gunfire there in the front there? They're shooting at me. That's okay. I got something for him. Right, guns off.
Shaft flare.
This is definitely a
Shaft
do as
flare.
don't do this at home, kids.
Shaft flare. Shaft flare.
Make way.
Shaft flare. Shaft flare. Shaft
You
flare.
can see the trip. You can see the guns.
Shaft flare.
You can see the gun rounds coming out there,
Shaft
didn't you?
flare.
Hey, wait.
Shaft flare.
Those pave calls. That's my buddies in the
Shaft
F-18s
flare.
hitting the radar site.
Pave way.
Low.
And if we look at that pile of smoke, I'm going to guess there's probably a target there. Oh, nope, wrong thing.
Altitude. Altitude. Shaft flare. Out.
Ah! And that's my buddies. They've hit the radar site. I can tell by the burning wreckage over there. I've hit my AAA. I've hit my SA5. And the fact that I'm not getting flat SA5 lobbed at me.
Shaft flare.
Oh, I'm very liberal with it. But I'd rather be liberal. I'd rather bring me
Flare.
back than bring Chaff back. So let's get home.
Sting 4, attack target at bearing 0, 3,
Full level,
5,
£65,000.
3.
Pounds.
Sting 4, you are shooter.
We're good.
Sting 4-2, unable.
Sting 4-3. Unable.
Sting 4-4, unable. We are heading home.
So I'm going to do the F-18s the favour of letting them know that I am out of here. I'm a long gone motherfucker. Except I should probably be on the right radio frequency. Oh.
We are heading home.
So I don't mind telling you, I broke like 15 bajillion rules of my own, but
Sting 4, attack target at bearing 2, 3, 1. Be advised, threat aircraft bullseye. 0, 8, 0. You are shooter. 1, 2, 2000. Sting 4-2, unable.
Nico Len, another type of program is used. It's called IBC. Don't worry, it's already included with BMS as standard. It's already set up. It's already set. You just need to bind the right keybinds for whatever your radios would be on the HOTAS. UHF1, UHF, I believe it's COM1, COM2, COM in, COM out, which is UHF 1 and 2, and data link. Yes, data link is modelled. So, for example, let's say I want to find out where my buddy is.
Flare.
Beep. Where is he? Where is he? Ah, there he is. He, according to this,
Make way.
is right on my
Sting
side.
4, Dragnet 1,
Oh, there he is.
direct aircraft bullseye 080 412. Sting 4-2, unable.
We'll just
Sting
adjust the volume 'cause
4-3,
that's getting
unable.
a little loud.
Sting 4-4, Dragnet 1, be advised, hostile launch activity detected, bullseye 050.
So all this radio is AI generated, and it's all, these are all aircraft that are in the flight right now. Other AIs are flying them, but they have got their own missions to fly. They might be part of a package like me. They might be doing their own thing. They could be assigned to destroy a radar site. They could be assigned to attack tanks. They could be assigned to knock out an airbase. They could be assigned to take out a SAM site or a group of SAM sites, AAA, or support a mission doing that. And the AI is doing all of the mission generation by itself. It does a few dumb things from time to time, but it's a fantastic idea, I think.
Sting 4, Dragnet 1, be advised, direct aircraft bullseye 3057 1000. Phantom 3, Dragnet 1, be advised, hostile sparing 21015
Okay.
1000.
Well, there you go. Let's see what happened. Let's see how that went.
Go wedge. Cobra 7-1, engaging, target bullseye 1161.
Pretty much.
Hit. Cyborg 5-1, engaging,
Yeah.
target bullseye
Not a bad start, no?
03893
I'll see
25,000.
you soon. Catch you then.
Mustang 7-1, we are RTB.